Hello, I'm Pradeep Mishra. I'm from India, based in Mumbai.
Thanks. Hi, Pradeep. So you were participating in our residency, and you came to Tokyo for 3 months.
Yeah.
And you made a series of works which are shown in Tokyo. Do you want to say something about the evolution of this series?
Yeah, I've been interested in portraying the living forms, and basically it was about the living forms which were carrying certain belief and how humans have evolved from those beliefs. So, and I chose UNO Museum because there were kind of experiences from my past, in villages we had cows, buffaloes in our farm, and then I used to go to the zoo, Nagpur Zoo in India, and then suddenly when I came here, it was a continuation of the whole journey which I was going through. And the best part was I got to see science museum, zoo, and all kind of information was there in that one particular space. So it was really nice to connect and
So this was in Ueno.
Yeah.
So did you like Ueno as a part of the city? It's quite a unique, very old kind of part of the city.
Yeah, it's, the best part is you can see living form as well as dead form as well as living form which are, flying in that particular space. And usually in zoos, animals are not kept free, but here the cranes were left free, and even pelicans or eagles, they were left free, except for certain species, but rest of them, they were flying free. So that was amazing, because usually in zoo, everything is caged. So for me, this was one of the best moments. And from here, when I went back, I had a show in Bombay, which was a public art project curated by Art Oxygen and Mohit Parekh Center. There, we have a similar market where we sell animals, or in that, a lot of people, they come and buy, and then they take and give a new space for those animals. The best part is I've seen certain people coming there and releasing out birds, just a gesture for happiness. So I thought this was something which was unique, which I thought to express in one of my work. So I made a cage which was 4-sided wall and top was open. For me, that particular cage was a momentary space for any individual, which we call it home or shelter or a protection wall. And that cage became a positive thing rather than a negative one, like you are blocking someone. For me, it was like a home or shelter for an individual, which was supposed to be transferred in other space for a moment, and then he is released free. So that's how things were evolving and shaping up.
So you were using animals, birds, actually for quite a long time in your works.
Yeah.
Then the other thing, I think, you arrived in Tokyo, it was the first time you came. And then Tokyo is a city where I suppose there are a lot of animals actually, a lot of pets.
Yeah.
Maybe the wildlife is not so great, but it's interesting that the zoo, you mentioned, it's the one major zoo in the city.
The best part was seeing cranes flying there and living free without any cage. That was amazing, because usually all the caged animals, they are hard to breed and you can't see they are laying eggs and all, so it's tough. But here it was free, and people could see crane's egg. And that's tough, because in India, if you look at in the farmlands where cirrus crane arrives, they are basically migratory birds. So when they arrive, like the whole field is given to them, they are not touched, and there is a certain belief like if you kill, it's a bad luck for the farmers. So basically, like arriving of cranes is a good omen for the local people. So they don't kill or harm these birds. They allow them to breed, and the whole farmland is given, like wherever they are nesting, they just stay out of it. And even the birds, they respond to it. They don't damage anything or they get scared. So they move freely in the space. So which is amazing. Like
I think in Japanese culture, also the crane and tsubu has a very significant mythological meaning. It's the emblem of Japan Airlines. It's actually quite a sort of deep symbol, I suppose. And when your main work that you made in Tokyo is this large oil drawing, I suppose. And this is showing these two cranes.
Yeah, it's a crane couple.
A couple?
Performing their courtship dance. So that was. So it was again about like the togetherness, the feel of, So that's how it came in this particular space.
You are also like reading a lot about biology. I mean, you're actually very interested in animals and biology.
I go a little bit on the scientific manner, like where there are certain facts which people have researched on that particular species. But there are certain beliefs which start building up. After you observe something, you start imagining and maybe with their behavior or like how they are responding to the environment, how they live, and so that particular becomes a storyline for people to follow. And I mean, even in India, like that's how it started building up. It's in India, like even in mythology, like there is a story like it's called Kranj Pakshi. Kranj Pakshi means like cirrus crane, and one of the partner has been killed, so the other partner dies instantly in that pain of loss of the partner. So that's how like that belief is there, like you don't kill the other partner, otherwise you lose the other partner. So it's about that bonding, and this particular species, besides crows and other, they are monogamous. So it's a belief like which gets carried. So like even in vultures, but they have different issues. So that's how.
Talking about artist in residency program, I remember you said like by living in Tokyo, your rhythm of life has changed a bit. Like you've been really organized, trying to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah, it feels really good to be organized. Although like I live in full mess, I enjoy that mess. But in Tokyo somehow like if you organize that mess and call it organized mess, so that's better.
I suppose you have less things.
Yeah.
You cannot bring your whole studio.
Yeah.
So
it was really nice, and that experience even I shared in Bombay, because in Bombay sometimes you just tend to lose it a bit, and even about timings, so there is no particular time to do certain things, and okay, I'll do it later. So sometimes like that timing and pushing yourself. Even one of my school teacher, like college professor, he talked about like artist mentality, talking about moods. So many times he said like artists are moody, but many times they have to create mood, they have to start working to build up certain mood. You cannot just leave it on saying, okay, I'm really like I have to work on mood. Sometimes you have to push yourself to create something, otherwise it goes on a lazy, so that's how.
And were there any other aspects of Tokyo that affected your work?
It was basically like the disciplined life, which I really like, and somehow I feel like it should evolve in other spaces as well, especially in India. I mean, clarity is there. There is transparency. You can see crimes happening. You can see someone fooling you, but you can't help it. So that's how even corruption rate has increased so much, and there is no clarity in many issues and unawareness of things, which I feel in here, wherever I communicated, people at least they are aware of the things happening around. So this is one thing which I really like.